potentially up to 2 cops shot from what seems to be a potential terror attack in my city. I just released the video. I don't even know if it's a week old, talking about the great economic opportunities that my city is going to have going on for itself. And the fact that we're going to have Sugar Bowl, Mardi Gras, Super Bowl, all within a few months of each other. That having been said, that same economic environment, that same networking environment, that same celebratory environment, unfortunately, is the same grounds that leads to opportunities for those who have negative agendas to carry them out, especially if you're looking to attack a crowd of innocent people. So at the moment, how I found out about this is working up to my corporate job reaching out to me to make sure that I wasn't at the scene to account for everybody in the local market. So that was my first indicator of this first thing this morning. I didn't stay out last night. I didn't do a bunch of celebrating. I was in bed by 11 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock. So personally, I wasn't out. I don't know of any immediate people to me or even semi-immediates that may have been out or on the scene. To my knowledge, nobody immediate to me was there, but I still have to wait to find that information out. If you know New Orleans, you know it's a very small place. I had one of my business owners send me a Happy New Year's message. She does a lot of live events, very, very, decent sized events. And she had one hosted yesterday that was probably a couple to a few miles, if you know New Orleans, from, where they were at on Bourbon Street. She's, hosting this event somewhere in the downtown area, most likely. And it just goes to show you, in the midst of us trying to elevate ourselves, network, grow, get out to these events, meet new people, the risk that we're taking. The further you are from your last terror attack, the closer you are to the next one. So New Orleans hasn't really experienced something like this. There hasn't been domestic violence, like as in to say violence from just street activity here in New Orleans. We're talking about something that could have been a coordinated attack from, as simple as somebody radicalizing themselves that was a natural born citizen, or potentially links to direct terror groups. So unfortunately, we don't know, but it makes perfect sense. New Orleans is ground zero right now. There's not a city in the United States that's popping more than New Orleans when it comes to, where everybody's going to be. We already are a great place to come celebrate. The weather's been nice down here for Christmas and New Year's. You turn it around, and now you have the Sugar Bowl, you have Super Bowl, and then you have Mardi Gras for at least the next 3 to 4 months. Festival season kicks up in April. So we don't know. Last reports that I saw, they started to find out, a little bit about the identity of this individual. They don't want to release it yet. Like I said, apparently it was this gentleman took a pickup truck, drove it down Bourbon Street, the busiest ground zero street in New Orleans when it comes to partying and celebration. And it's the most congested. If you've ever been to New Orleans, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you've ever been to Bourbon Street, you've ever been to the French Quarters, and you already know, Bourbon Street is very congested, very, very congested. It's difficult to navigate on foot, let alone with a vehicle. So this individual knew exactly what they were doing. Apparently, they rented the vehicle from one of these peer-to-peer rental sites. So, unfortunately, it seems as if this individual also had explosives and a couple firearms with him and shot it out with the police, prior to their demise or leading up to their demise. So that's the latest news. I personally have to continue to, communicate with my people to find out if anybody that's anywhere associated to us has been, a victim to this in any way. Hopefully not. I know a lot of business owners. I work with a lot of people. I have a pretty dense network professionally, personally. Like I said, at the moment, everybody who's near and dear to me has checked in and has been okay and wasn't out on the scene. This did happen like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning on Bourbon Street. So most of the people I associate with aren't really in the streets those times of night. But it's New Year's. People are out celebrating. I'm sure it was nice out. The weather's decent. It's warm, and fireworks, partying, alcohol. One of the few cities in the country that doesn't sleep. So, I just thought it'd be time to kind of check in with y'all as somebody who's relatively close to the situation. Again, I wasn't personally there. but you know, New Orleans is my city, and so far that I can tell, uh, you know, it seems to be a pretty, you know, tragic situation and potentially a larger scale situation that we'll probably learn more about in the next 24 to 36 hours, how significant this was. You know, was this a scenario where somebody just acted alone and was out of their mind? Was this a more coordinated attack that was linked to a larger group, you know, a larger, broader scale ideology? You know, we don't know. We're about to find out. You know, I'll keep checking in with y'all, letting y'all know what's going on. I just wanted to jump on here live real quick instead of trying to like, you know, record some kind of timed video. This is a really pressing situation because I've been about as excited as anybody to bring in the new year and to get out into my city, to get outside, you know, to start networking with people, start getting linked in with the right people. And, you know, literally a few hours into the new year, we have a tragic seemingly terror attack that takes place, reminding me the risk that we take when we go outside, you know, and you know, what can you do in that situation? Imagine being stuck on a narrow street and somebody's driving up the street at 40, 50, 60 miles per hour with a 2-ton truck. What do? You know, so prayers and condolences to anybody and everybody who took a loss in this situation. You know, we send our prayers, our blessings out, you know, long live anybody, all of the people that lost their lives, you know, speedy recovery to those who were injured, speedy recovery to the law enforcement that were injured in the process of trying to subdue this individual. And let us hope that this isn't the beginning of a hell of a year in this arena. Hopefully this is a one-off for the year and this isn't a trend going into the rest of the year. So I'll keep y'all posted one way or another on details I find out on the ground here in New Orleans. You know, I'll let you know what I find out, what comes of it, not just from the news. And other than that, y'all stay safe, stay focused, stay in motion, keep focusing on, you know, making the best out of this year. It's still a wonderful opportunity for most of us to transform our lives. So y'all stay locked in. I'm going to keep y'all posted. I'll see y'all soon.